Good morning, SSR Group. This is Rich, and we're trying something new this morning. We're taking a walk through the garden, just as a video update. This garden has been in for roughly a month. We have 26 pole beans growing here. We created this trellis of, sorry so fast. We used a PVC pipe. Seems to be working so well. We're strung with 50-pound fishing test, and as you see, they're climbing very well, and that one to the very far right is taller than me, and I stand 5'7". We're hoping to see a good production this year. We usually do very good with beans in this area. We planted marigolds this year. Keeps the bunnies away, as well as my 3 dogs. They keep the bunnies away as well, but they also attract bees. This is our first of our raised beds. We have 10 of the German Queen heirloom tomatoes. We're already starting to get blossoms there. I have red, I have green, poblano, and banana peppers in this area of the garden. That right there is known as a bush cucumber plant. It's a hybrid plant. I don't usually do hybrids, but I want to try something different. It's a non-vining cucumber plant. And we have some onions that we're growing inside the house, so we split them apart, pop them in the ground. We're going to see how well they do. And it looks like one might do something. We have corn that we planted this year for the first time in this 40 square foot bed. And on the very end, we've got, you'll see here in a second, we have carrots growing. This is our first attempt at corn this year. This is a new bed. I've planted the other 2 beds for the last couple of seasons. Went out to see a friend of ours who we usually get our eggs from, and he gave us a whole bunch of lettuce that's growing in this little bin here. Last year we built this we used a 55-gallon drum and made this strawberry holder. Last year I had 25 different strawberry plants that grew like a weed and promptly died off. This year these are what came up. Do have a few strawberries coming up this year. I had 1 strawberry yesterday that was red, and I was a victim of the birds in the area. Over here, and this is the last of our 3 raised beds, we have red onions. We put these bulbs in probably beginning of May, maybe a little earlier, and they are taking off like a wild weed. I'm going to have to probably thin some of this back if I expect to get anything big out of this garden. We have a row of celery here, which we're trying for the first time this year. This green plant here popped up out of nowhere. Not exactly sure what it is, but next to it are the 6 broccoli plants that we purchased. And we're trying our hand at growing, these are Brussels sprouts. When you come over to this section of the garden, now this is just in my backyard. I have this red flame grape plant here. It grew probably this big last year, maybe bigger. It was all cane, had no production. I did some studying on YouTube and found that, about how to trim it back, so we trimmed it back way back this year. And this is what we've gotten from it, and what we can see from the pruning process, you'll see multiple areas where we're going to produce grapes this year because we've pruned back. So I'm hoping that'll be a good turnout this year. Our attempt at blueberries has been an epic fail in the past. We have actually we've transplanted and removed and transplanted twice now in the last 2 years, and this is the most recent transplant. But it looks like we're going to get some blueberries off of this one. It's starting to flower. With the issue with so many honeybees dying off, we're trying this. I went through masonbees.com, and we got leafcutter bees. They're a non-stinging bee that is made for they're pollinators. Here are 3 bags with potatoes. That's a red, that is a white, and a russet potato. We're trying again this year. My potatoes last year were grown in this barrel. I had a barrel like it, and they just up and died. And this is actually the big production part of that. Again, these are red and white and russet potatoes. And you can see my little girl there. She's our 6-month-old we got this year. She's an Italian Mastiff. And then we got Leo over yonder. He's our tack pug, and we have Gunner up on the porch, who is my big German Shepherd. He is our big boy. He's 7 years old. This is just to show that you can do a lot in your own backyard. We usually, for the last few years, I've done 12 to 16 tomato plants in this bed alone, and we had more tomatoes than we knew what to do with. We gave many away, canned many as well. Up on the porch here, I have some spices. This is a Greek oregano, and that's basil. And these are two versions of, these are parsley. We're seeing how they're going to come up. Tried to do, that's a broccoli plant, or not broccoli, but a Brussels sprout, believe it or not. And this year we found, popped up because we use compost. We found many. These look like red maple leaves or sprouts, and so we plucked them. I'm going to let them grow. That way when I go up to camp I can take 4 or 5 trees up and plant on the property. But yeah, this is my little backyard endeavor that I try to do every year. We've grown it with an additional bed this year, and I hope you enjoyed this. Have a good day.